and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I am here in Ponytown to share with you all another wishlist video. Now this wishlist video isn't an ordinary wishlist video, no. It's a wishlist video of really horrible, bad, terrible, unforgiving, other negative word for ideas. It's a bad ideas wishlist video, that's right. We're here with 10 new really bad ideas, and I really love how hilariously dumb and bad these are. Now, I lost the original comments, but these first 3 ideas on this list were things that were given to me through some of the comments in my videos and stuff like that. The rest are things that I came up with myself. So let's go ahead and get started with this first thing here, walking objects. Now this essentially would be where objects would just kind of walk around. Like you may go up to a barrel and then suddenly the barrel stands up on some kind of legs and just wobbles away or something like that. I think it would be absolutely hilarious, and it could be something funny to do if you somehow could get like a custom server and do that every once in a while to prank someone or something. If you had some kind of April Fool's event or something like that, it could be absolutely hilarious to see. I would love to see that happen in the game actually, just like one time only though, just because of how funny it would be. I would just love to walk up to a barrel and then the barrel just kind of wobble away. I think it would be hilarious. It would be hilarious to see. That's it. I want to see it, even though it would be a really horrible, bad, terrible idea for the game. This next one is something similar. This one is annoying mobs that would follow you around and even spawn around you. So imagine like a turtle or a spider or one of the rabbits or something like that just bother you. They just constantly follow you everywhere. They circle you around. Maybe they spam stuff in the chat or something like that. Maybe they have like text that comes up above their head that are like ribbit if it's a frog, or whatever sound a turtle makes. What the fuck sound does a turtle make? Oh yeah, that's right. It says cowabunga. Cowabunga. Basically annoying mobs that would follow you around and everything like that. And I think it would be hilarious to see some mobs follow you around and just straight up annoy you by saying random things like cowabunga or some other random thing that turtles make, whatever sound they make. I don't know what sound they make, but anyway, I think it'd be hilarious, especially if they start spawning around you at insane lengths. And of course, that'd be a really bad idea. We don't want that. We don't want to see those things happen, because it would be a really horrible idea, though it would be hilarious to watch. So this third one is, if you eat a lot, you get sick, perhaps even vomiting or throwing up or whatever you want to say that. This would be okay if it was apples. In fact, if you ate a lot of apples in the game, if you threw up, I would be okay with that. But otherwise, if you eat just any general food and you throw up and get sick and stuff like that in the game, that would be a really horrible idea, because it would be very disruptive. Although I don't imagine anyone would ever actually eat enough in the game to ever trigger this, so technically we don't know if it's not in the game at all. Perhaps if you eat 1,700 apples, you would throw up in game. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to this fourth one. Now, this fourth one is also really funny. It is essentially losing hair or gaining hair as time passes in the game. So you can imagine you log on the game. As you can see here, Skella has a very fixed amount of hair or whatever like that. And then, boom, suddenly as night falls or whatever like that in the game, your hair is longer. Or perhaps it's gotten shorter. Perhaps you're falling into male pattern baldness or female pattern baldness, whatever. I don't know. I don't know the correct term, but essentially you go bald as time goes on, or you grow more hair as time goes on, and there's no way to fix it in either case, because there's no barber shop and there's no like hair cures in the game. So I think it would be absolutely hilarious. So yeah, that would be another really horrible idea to see in the game. So this next one is quite simply McDonald's. If they put McDonald's in the game, if you know, McDonald's in the game, that's that, you know, that's the full idea. Just have a McDonald's somewhere in the game. Moving on, we have push your own updates into the game. So you can push your own updates into the game. So if you had like an idea for something, if you could somehow code it and build it and everything like that, you could force it into whatever the next update is. That would be a really horrible idea because you would have all kinds of really, really horrible things added to the game and things that would overall make it just pure chaos. The game would make no sense whatsoever. It would just get really bad overall. Like we wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want just anyone to force updates into the game. So that is another really bad idea. Moving on to idea number 7. That's right, 7th idea. This one is a server-wide jukebox. This one essentially is a jukebox that you could find somewhere on the main map, perhaps even in your party island or something like that. You could push your own like music into that. So if you had like your own custom music that you created yourself, you could put it into this jukebox and it would play. Or you could skip through songs that are already in the game, or you could just find some random music file and put that into the game as well. This jukebox would then play that music or that song, whatever you put into it, to the entire server. It would happen to the entire server, no matter if you're in your cave, no matter if you're in your party island, no matter if you're on the main island. It doesn't matter where you are, you would be hearing this music unless you muted it. So obviously this would be a really, really horrible idea because there are some music files that are just 10 hours of screaming. So we wouldn't want someone to find that and then put it into there and then have 10 hours of screaming in the game, ruining it for everyone. So that is obviously a really horrible idea. Although a jukebox itself might not be a bad idea if it was something like for your party island and was sort of more localized. Although I don't really see that happening. But let's move on to this 8th idea. Now this 8th idea is riggable or loadable dice. So essentially you could rig the dice rolls or load the dice rolls. I know like loaded dice is sort of the term for dice that are rigged to always land on a certain number, but being able to rig it to always land high numbers would be absolutely horrible. It would be hilarious and you could use it to like win at anything you wanted to in the game that involves dice, but overall it would be a horrible idea. No one would want that, obviously, because if you can rig it, then the other person can rig it too. They could load their dice as well, and then everyone's rolling high numbers, and there's no losing. There's no losing and there's no winning. So it would be a really horrible idea, although I think it would be funny if somehow someone figured out a way to do that and then force it into the game or something like that. I guess with hacks or something. Don't hack the game, please. Don't do this. You ruin the fun for everyone. This next idea is a very simple one. I don't know exactly how bad it would be, but I think it would be a little bit annoying, to say the least. This one is footprints and trails. So whenever you walk around, you would leave a trail of some kind behind you. Maybe it's footprints, maybe it's some sort of red line or something like that, and it just goes and it stays there forever. The reason why I think this could have some use in the future, perhaps, is if it was like regular footprints and the footprints went away like within a second and a half. They just faded away or something like that. I think that could be a neat little effect to have, but if it was like permanent, or if it was something like a red line that followed you around everywhere, that would be a really, really horrible thing. You would just have lines just scattered all over the place and scribbled all over the place in Ponytown on the main map and everything like that. It would be absolutely insane and therefore a bad idea. Although it is the worst idea on this list that also has a benefit to it that could potentially be a good thing. So that is that one. Let's move on to this 10th one and this last one. That's right, we're already on the last one. Now this one would have every player's actions, every single thing they do, every single thing they say or interact with would come up as a logged thing in the chat. So if I go up to a banana, the chat in the bottom left would highlight that Skellebones just walked forward. Skellebones just approached a fruit. Skellebones just picked up a banana. You know, it would just log literally everything. It would just log everything. It would be like, oh, Skellebones is walking north. Skellebones is walking south. Skellebones is pressing W on their key or something like that. It could get as in-depth as possible, and it would do it for everyone. So if you're doing it at the same time I'm doing it, it would just spam the chat, and the chat would just be going like a million miles an hour, because it would just be saying, oh, this person's standing still, oh, this person's moving, oh, this person's also moving, oh, this person's moving, and it would just snowball and get absolutely insane and crazy. And that is, of course, the worst possible idea on this entire list. Not the worst possible idea, I guess, but it's the worst idea on this list, and I hope you enjoyed that. That is pretty much it. That's that, like I said, all the things on my list here. So I do hope that you enjoyed that. I dropped my list. I do hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, please do like, subscribe, and share, and be sure to leave me some ideas that you have, good or bad. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll probably be making another video on this sometime soon. I really love making these like really funny bad idea videos, because it's just funny to see what people come up with, as well as to challenge myself to come up with bad ideas to talk about. So like I said, please do like, subscribe, share, and do all those wonderful things like that, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. No, it's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.